Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Here is a vlog from Elahinai's trip to South America in the summer of 2023. Off we go! So our first stop was Medellin, and we went to a couple of museums which were really beautiful and fun to see. And then here's the plaza in front of the museums and also in front of the palace we went to. Here's Comuna 13, where we went the next day, and it was a lot of fun. We had a fantastic tour guide named Osiris, and the art was just beautiful to look at. And so was the city itself. The view of Comuna 13 is just beautiful. This day we also went to Pueblito Paisa, which is a replica of an old Antiochian town. The next day, we went to Guatapé on a day trip and climbed El Peñol, which was really hard, but really worth it for the view. We then did a boat ride on a lake, which was just really nice and relaxing. We also had a tour of Guatapé itself, which was really colorful and nice to see. The next day, we went to Parque RV, and this is a sped up video of our cable car ride, which was really nice. We then hiked through Parque RV and saw some really interesting plants and animals. After a really long flight, our next stop was Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires was really chill, a lot of walking, coffee shops, and shopping. However, we did go to El Ateneo Gran Splendid, which was the most beautiful bookstore I've ever seen in my life, and deserves its spot as one of the most beautiful bookstores of the world. Here's some more of us walking around in the center of the city, and it was lovely. Here is evidence of Buenos Aires' fantastic public transportation system, which took us to Casa Rosada and this plaza with a bunch of government buildings. We then went to Puente de la Mujer, and it was really cool. I loved the pirate ship. The sunset this evening was beautiful, and I just had to take a video. We went to a lovely cafe, Surry Hills, and I really appreciated the aesthetic here. This evening, we also went to a ballet, and we weren't allowed to take pictures or videos during the ballet, but here's a video of the beautiful theater. Here's the area by Palacio Paz, which we wandered in for a little while. The next day, we went to Galerías Pacifico, which is the most beautiful mall I have ever seen in my entire life, and America should take notes. We then went to San Telmo and went through both the outside market and the inside market. Our next stop was our tour in Ecuador, which we did with Gate 1. Our first city was Guayaquil, and we went to Malecon 2000, which is a riverside. The next day, we went to Seminario Park, which has a lot of iguanas, more than I've ever seen in one place in my life. And this park was right across this neo-Gothic cathedral. Here's a video from when we were just driving in the street, and I thought that this area of the city was really beautiful. We went back to the riverfront, and they had this really cool sign that we missed the first time around, and then we walked through the colonial part of town. The next day, we left for Cuenca, and we went to a cacao plantation and saw a chocolate making demonstration. We then went to one of the highest parts of the Ecuadorian Andes, almost 14,000 feet above sea level. The next day, we went to an orchid nursery where I forgot to take videos, but then we went to this weaving and dyeing demonstration. We then explored colonial Cuenca and just the streets of Cuenca in general. The The next day we went to Ingapirca in Quichua, and we visited the Temple of the Sun, which is the only elliptical temple in the Inca Empire. As you can see, we also saw many llamas that we were able to get very close to. Here's a video on our way to Riobamba, and this is Hosteria de Andaluzia, which is where we stayed for a night. Not only was it beautiful, but also we got to feed bunnies with carrots, and they also had peacocks and other animals there. During dinner, our guide called his friends to come and play traditional music for us, which was a really special experience, and later we all got up and danced, and it was a lot of fun. The next day we went to the Devil's Cauldron, but this is just a waterfall leading up to the Devil's Cauldron. Here is a video of the Devil's Cauldron, which is a waterfall, and it is very majestic and very scary. 2,000 tons of water a second. We went to Ahuano and the Amazon, and the next day we went through a hike in the rainforest where we saw butterflies, monkeys, birds, and lots of cool things. That afternoon, Elahi and I opted to go to a butterfly farm, and it was fantastic. The next day, on the way to Quito, we stopped at San Isidro Hummingbird Lodge. Our first morning in Quito, we went to the Basilica de Quito. We then went to Independence Plaza, where we saw the Presidential Palace, as well as the La Compañía Church, where you couldn't take videos, but it's gilded in gold, so it's beautiful. We were also really lucky and got to see the changing of the guards. We then went to Quito's Colonial Quarter, which is the largest and best preserved in Latin America and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We then went to the equator, and we were really excited and forgot to take many videos, but there's one. The next day we rode the Teleférico de Quito and saw the city from high up. We then went back to the Basilica de Quito and climbed up, and here's the view from about halfway, and here is the interior of the basilica. Our last stop was Bogota. The day we landed in Bogota in the afternoon, we went to the botanical gardens. The next day we went to Lake Guatavita, and here's the view from about halfway up, and here is the view of the lake, and this is the lake that the legend of El Dorado came from. After the lake we went to the Salt Cathedral in Zipaquira, and it was really, really beautiful. I forgot to take videos of a lot of stuff we did, but here's the view of Bogota from our hotel. No hablo español, so sorry if I messed up any pronunciation, but thanks so much for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe!